It sees electrical signals. Its vision covers everything around it in high resolution. It can sense the beating of your heart, even if you're hiding beneath the sand. Its body is a living detector. No, this isn't a sci-fi cyborg. This is a hammerhead shark. Why is the strangest head in the ocean also the most advanced? The mystery of hammerhead sharks. Their ancestors existed more than 100 million years ago. These sharks were successful, efficient, nearly perfect. But 25 million years ago, nature decided that wasn't enough. The Miocene, an era when the oceans had already taken on familiar shapes, and the struggle for survival among predators became especially fierce. And then, something strange appeared. A head stretched wide, eyes spaced far apart at the edges. But this was no mistake. Precisely because of this appearance, the hammerhead shark quickly occupied its own niche. Since then, their form has changed very little. They spread rapidly through the warm and temperate waters of the world's oceans. Today, hammerhead sharks are found off the coasts of the Americas, Africa, and Australia, as well as in the waters of Southeast Asia and India. But hammerhead shark is not a single image or a single scale. There are 9 species, 9 different yet similar predators. The size of a hammerhead shark depends on the species. Body length typically ranges from about 1 to 4 meters. But the largest species, the great hammerhead, exceeds 6 meters in length and weighs over 400 kilograms. The defining feature, of course, is the shape of the head. This configuration gives the hammerhead a number of crucial functional advantages. As the shark swims, it holds its head at a slight angle to the flow of water. As a result, water pressure becomes slightly higher on one side and lower on the other. This pressure difference creates lift, like the wings of an aeroplane in the air, only here it happens in water. This doesn't mean the shark takes off, but this shape provides stability and control. The shark can turn sharply, hover close to the sea floor for a long time, or pin prey to the sand. But the head is not designed for hydrodynamics alone. Inside it lies a complex sensory structure. At the center sits the brain. From it, nerves extend outward toward the eyes and the olfactory sacs. At the front of the head are the electroreceptors. Thanks to this unusual shape, the sensory organs are spaced as far apart as possible, increasing sensitivity and improving the precision of perception. The eyes deserve special attention. In hammerhead sharks, the eyes are set so far apart that the distance between them can reach up to a quarter of the body length. And in the 2-meter winghead shark, the hammer-shaped head makes up nearly 50% of the total body length, about 1 meter. No other modern vertebrate has such a gap between its eyes. Each eye has its own field of view. In animals with eyes on the sides of the head, these fields barely overlap. Horses are a classic example. Their eyes look in different directions to the sides. Therefore, a horse sees almost everything around it. But there's a price, because both eyes can't focus on the same point. A horse has a poor sense of distance to an object in front of it. Predators are different. A cat's eyes look forward, both focusing on the same point, allowing the brain to calculate distance with precision. but this comes at the cost of a narrower field of view. At first glance, it may seem that hammerhead sharks see like animals with side-facing eyes, but there is a crucial nuance. The hammer-shaped head is wide and flat, with its edges slightly curved forward. As a result, the eyes don't look strictly left and right. Their visual fields overlap. Each eye still covers its own lateral sector, but both eyes also simultaneously capture part of the space in front of the snout. As a result, the hammerhead shark combines the incompatible, both a precise sense of distance, like predators, and a panoramic field of view of approximately 340 degrees. That's nearly twice as much as humans, whose field of view is around 180 degrees. And this is only the beginning, because vision is not the only sense that this head shape amplifies many times over. Hammerhead sharks have a greater distance between their nostrils than any other sharks, and this makes their sense of smell far more precise. When a shark picks up a scent trail, odor molecules do not reach the nostrils at the same time. For example, the flow may touch the left nostril first, and only a fraction of a second later, the right one. The brain compares this tiny difference in timing and instantly identifies the direction. If the scent reaches the left nostril first, the shark needs to turn left. Even with a delay of just 0.1 to 0.2 seconds, the shark can accurately determine the direction. And then something else comes into play, something almost magical. Hammerhead sharks possess a sense we can hardly even imagine, because humans simply don't have it. It is electroreception, the ability to sense the electric fields of living organisms. And here's how it works. Thousands of tiny pores are spread across the surface of the shark's head, scattered over the skin like pinpricks. A thin canal leads inward from each pore, passing through the tissues of the head and ending in a capsule containing sensory cells. These are called the ampullae of Lorenzini. Inside them is a special gel rich in ions which conducts electrical signals. All sharks have them, concentrated mainly in the front of the head, but the hammerhead's head is wider than that of any other shark species, and it has more of these ampullae. They form a dense sensory network stretched across the entire plane of the hammer. This greatly increases the precision of electrical signal detection. Depending on the species, a hammerhead shark can have up to 3,000 receptors. Each receptor is tuned to a specific range. Random electrical noise in the ocean is chaotic and easy to get lost in. But a living body always has rhythm and structure. The heart beats, muscles contract. That is exactly what the shark detects. Signals from thousands of ampullae converge in the brain and assemble into a map of the surrounding electric field. It instantly becomes clear where the voltage is higher, where it's lower, and from which direction it arrives first. Once again, in hammerhead sharks, this map is especially precise because the sensors are spaced far apart. This makes the hammerhead shark almost unbeatable. There is no hiding from it. Even if the prey is buried in the sand and makes no sound at all, it will still give itself away. But still, why do they need all these abilities? What does it hunt so relentlessly? The thing is, the hammerhead shark's favorite prey is rays. But catching them is very difficult. Rays have flat bodies, and they usually swim closer to the ocean floor. At the slightest danger, they disappear under the sand and become completely invisible. For most predators, the prey disappears at that moment, but the hammerhead gains the advantage. The shark slowly glides along the sandy bottom and notices movement. a flat silhouette slides by and immediately vanishes. It's a ray. It buries itself in the sand, and to the naked eye, it no longer exists. But the shark already knows it's nearby. The scent lingers in the water. It reaches the left nostril first, then the right. That means the shark needs to turn left. The shark usually hunts low over the seabed, almost brushing the sand. And here, another sense takes over. Beneath the sand, the ray's heart continues to beat, and its electric field sweeps through the layer of sediment. The ampullae of Lorenzini pick up the signal and assemble it into a precise map. The shark senses the ray. It suddenly lowers its head and pins the prey to the bottom. One bite, and it's over. This is how the shark handles its prey alone. It doesn't need companions during the hunt, but it doesn't always choose solitude. During the day, hammerhead sharks sometimes gather in stable groups that can exist for weeks. The exact reason for this behavior is not entirely clear, but there are several hypotheses. One suggests safety. Being in a group reduces the risk of attacks by larger predators. Another proposes that during these gatherings, younger sharks can learn from adults. But as soon as the sun begins to set, the groups disperse. Each shark once again goes off alone to hunt. So this is one of the rare moments when you can see hammerhead sharks together. Even more rarely, they meet each other for reproduction. The male and the female come together for a short time and internal fertilization occurs. The male uses specialized organs, claspers, to transfer sperm directly. After that, development continues inside the female's body. Hammerhead sharks are viviparous. They do not lay eggs, but give birth to live young. The fertilized embryos grow in the uterus, where a structure similar to a placenta forms. Through it, the young receives nutrients and oxygen over a 10 to 11-month gestation period. Each litter produces between 15 and 30 pups. In larger species, up to 40. Hammerhead sharks are born fully formed, able to swim and hunt almost immediately without assistance. In rare cases, when males are absent, females can activate an alternative reproductive mechanism. An egg cell forms in the usual way, but instead of being fertilized by sperm, it fuses with the shark's own auxiliary shell. As a result, the egg receives a full set of genes, entirely maternal, and an embryo begins to develop. This process is called parthenogenesis. During it, the mother's genes shuffle and form a new combination. The offspring is therefore very similar to the mother, but it is not her clone. In such cases, only females are born. Their genetic diversity is lower, and their resilience to environmental change is weaker. That's why hammerhead sharks resort to this method only when there are absolutely no other options, for example, in very remote parts of the ocean. Evolution does not offer hammerhead sharks easy solutions, and this is evident even in the very first minutes of their lives. Hammerhead shark pups are born with a head that looks broken. During birth, the head is compressed, bent, and loses its familiar shape in order to pass through the birth canal. From the outside, it may appear as if the shark was born with a serious injury, but only a few hours pass, and the cartilage straightens out. The head returns to its familiar shape, as if nothing had happened, and the pup is ready to enter the vast world of the ocean, ready to stalk and hunt.